Yo, what's good? This is
Sam
and Dee with Sam and Dee
TV.
TV. So as you can see, if you're looking at our timeline right now, we have been gone for a little minute, but we are back. We've been super busy with growing our businesses on the back burners, working a 9 to 5, taking care of our family, and so much more. So we are back and we are here to present to you today our first
podcast, The Blueprint.
The Blueprint. So what the Blueprint is about, we're going to have like discussions, topics, different things like that. Some disagreements?
Disagreements.
Okay, cool. So what we going over today?
The COVID vaccine.
Now, the very beginning,
Right.
she said debates on it. The very beginning, we was going to be number one in line. Number one in line. But as it started spinning its wheels, it got a little difficult for us. For some reason. Let's go. What you got?
All right, so my thing was, like he said, we would have been the first person in line with this thing. We take COVID very seriously. We lost a lot of people to it. We always, to this day, we were going to wear a mask. We're going to keep ourselves protected. But when it comes to the vaccine, too many political views got involved. And I think whenever... I'm one of those people, if you force me to do something, I'm not going to want to do it. And I think it was being forced. Yep. So I kind of was all up for it until they started offering money and like free things. And I'm like, nothing's for free.
The money part now. I was like, hey, I'm about to go get that money. I'm all about the money.
So nothing's free. And in my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, what is going on? Why are they trying to push this so hard? So that kind of got us at a certain point. And although, you can stay as protected as you can, I think that was a really big debate. It still is a big debate within the world. And I think that you have to kind of sit back and you really got to pray about it. I mean, that's one thing you have to do, or whatever your religious beliefs are. If you don't have any, you just have to meditate or whatever you have to do to figure out what you think is right for you.
Now,
and your
mind
family.
you, she gonna talk all day if I let her. Now, mind you, we are not anti-vaxxers.
Right.
But when we were going on about the situation, we were first in line, and we probably moved to almost damn near last in line.
I was last.
Due to the push. Because again, like she said, as she was going on, we don't like to be forced to do anything.
Right, and I think there's a difference between anti-vaxxers
right,
and people that are scared. Right, everybody's calling, and I still do not disagree with the people that have their beliefs on the vaccine.
Right.
If you don't feel comfortable with getting something,
put in your body.
That is your choice, and I think that's along with a lot of different things. But I would never call someone an anti-vaxxer or anything negative if they choose not to do something because they're not comfortable with it. I mean, that is something that I think everybody needs to. I mean, it's kind of like mind your business at that point. So
right, they try to divide us either way. So
right.
We'll
get into that in another episode. But with the vaccine, I think that it was a huge uproar. There was so many things that were causing people that would normally get it not to want to get it. There wasn't enough information.
A lot of people quitting jobs.
A lot of people. I was one of them, and that's something I can say.
Oh yeah, she did.
I did
leave.
Roll out. I did leave my job. That's something that was said that was going to have to happen, and I am not going to be forced to. I'm very stubborn. A job does not scare me. I will leave in a second if I feel like I'm being disrespected in any type of way.
Which should be, yeah.
I will make it. Thank God that happened because we're in a better place where
as we've said, we've been working on our businesses.
I've been able to work on the businesses a little bit more from home, doing other side things and things like that. But people are losing their jobs. People are, losing like
friends,
family. And we would like to hear, even if you have any stories, we want to hear them in the comments. Please leave them. There's a lot of crazy things. It's literally dividing families and it's dividing the country. Like, how are you feeling about it? Are you on the verge of getting it? Are you not on the verge of getting it? Have you witnessed any crazy things going on? With the jobs thing, I think it's not going to be at every job. There's going to be a lot of jobs out there that's going to understand that they're not going to have workers if it's forced. Obviously, medical field. Unfortunately, that's one of those jobs that I feel like kind of like police officers, you have to make that decision. Like, that's something you kind of know. It sucks because you don't get that big of a choice. You have to, I don't really know all the rules and stuff, but I do know that they require you to get vaccinations. My mom actually is in the nursing field, and she had to get it to stay in the nursing field. So, I mean, it's just one of those decisions you have to make. Is it important enough for me to keep, or do I want to move on? And if you move on, more power to you. I don't think that that's a bad thing. I think stand your ground if that's how you feel. What made you decide
what?
To get the vaccine?
Who said I had the vaccine?
We know you got the vaccine.
Who said I had the vaccine?
You do.
You supposed to say that for the end of the show, ain't you?
No.
You gonna say it in the middle?
Yes.
Dang. You let all the soup out.
Yep.
Anyway, now that she done rambling, I can get my words in.
Yep.
Jeez. The blueprint. She didn't give you the whole blueprint already. I got my vaccine.
The quickest podcast you'll ever have.
Ain't no part 1s, 2s, and 3s. This is part 0.
Go ahead.
Oh, gosh. So as far as the vaccine, I was told to get the vaccine, asked to get the vaccine, and I was like, I'm not getting it until, in my peace of mind, it is FDA approved. Now, when I didn't have the vaccine, I felt like I was looked at different. I was treated differently. For the people that I felt that way towards, they probably didn't mean it that way, but that's how I felt personally. So I just kept my distance. I may seem a little quiet here and there, or didn't say much. I just kept my mask on and just went on about my business. Now, we decided to get the vaccine when it got FDA approved. Also, when family members around us that didn't have the vaccine, they got, sicker. They didn't pass away, thank God, but they got sicker. So we decided to go ahead and get it, as well as our daughter went to school, and we were like, what if she brings it home to us? And then boom. So we just took the chance, went on ahead and got it. Mind you, it is FDA approved now for the Pfizer, so we went on ahead and got it. Side effects, the first one, it was okay, the first one.
I think anxiety got me bad.
Yeah, she got anxiety.
I could not sleep for like 3 weeks.
So that's a side effect for her. That second one, I thought the second one was going to take me out.
Yeah.
Plus, mind you, I didn't even tell nobody that I was getting it except, my family, because that's really all that matters anyway. So I told my family I was getting it, and that second one gave me chills. Like, I was super cold for some reason. I wasn't hot, but I was chilled. Chilled like a freezer.
Right. He had a lot of the chills. I just was exhausted. Like, we don't sleep a lot anyways because we are always busy. So I felt like we could just have slept for days. It took, and my arm actually was super sore. So sore I could barely like lift it up.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That thing was too sore. I got both of mine in the left arm, but you can choose whatever arm you want to get it in. But it go like boom so quick, you don't even know what's happening.
I had a knot pop up on mine, which caused me to freak out a little bit. It's a it's a known thing that happens, I guess.
So when that knot popped up, she said, call 911. I think I'm dying.
No, I called my mom to make sure I wasn't dying.
That's 911. She's a nurse.
But I was like, oh my goodness, a knot. But it hurt so bad to touch it, and it had fever in there. But that's just my luck. Things like that always happen. I don't know why. But other than that, after that, it was fine.
And thinking upon yourself.
Once you get to not thinking about it no more, it's just like a normal shot.
Yeah.
And I really personally had to get through that. Even when we decided literally the same day, we were both thinking about it, and we just had something happen in the family.
It's like that feeling within us. We was like, hey,
right.
I think it's time to get that shot. Sure enough, she's like, I'm going to talk to you about it. Like, well, we talking about it now. Call around and see if we can get it. I said, knowing me, I'm like the one that don't show emotions or anything like that. So I'm like, dang, I hope she don't get nobody to answer that phone. 30 minutes, before 30 minutes later, she called me back, hey, be ready, I'm coming home, we're going to get it. I'm like, dang, we're going to get it now.
If we hadn't have gotten it that night, I may have not gotten it. And that's how I knew I just had to go get it right then and there. Because if I had have had time to think about it anymore, I would have been like, I'm not getting it. I would have had something else would have popped up on. And see, that's the thing with social media. You have so many people that are not professionals talking, and you hear so many of people's opinions. And like I said, that's fine if you decide and another reason I didn't really want to get it, because I'm very prideful. I'm very like stubborn. So I was already set. I'm not getting it. Okay, but what helped me a little bit is, like, I would rather get it now than to be forced, and let me make my own decision to get it. Let me just make that decision to go ahead and get it, and then I don't have to feel like I'm being forced to get it.
That'll work.
How did you feel after? Like, how did you feel about getting the vaccine after? Did it make you feel differently?
Looking at people that has already got it and them not knowing that I had it, and me feel like, I'm being picked on for this situation, I just kept it within myself and let them think what they wanted to think. So I actually felt good about getting it after the fact, because, like, really nobody knew that I had it except for me, you, and the rest of the family. Oh yeah, mind you, my mom went and got it as well.
And didn't tell us.
And did not tell us until...
We know that we kind of knew when she did it, too.
Until we was planning like a vacation. We're like, you can't go because you ain't got this. And she's like, oh, I got mine. So I was proud of her going to take that step.
That was the main thing, too. As soon as we got it, we were like, okay. And it's crazy, like, how that switch... It's so fake. I feel like it's so fake, honestly. Because you go from getting so annoyed with people telling you to go get it, and then when you finally go get it and you're like, okay, everything's okay, now you are really concerned for the people around you that don't have it.
Right.
And the first person we thought, everybody else that I knew and we knew had already gotten it that we're really close to. So we're like, your mom has to get it. We knew she needed to get it because, we didn't want her to get sick. So it's I feel fake a little bit sometimes because I'm like...
Now, mind you, you can still get sick. I heard her say she didn't want nobody to get sick, but you can still get sick. So don't get misconstrued about that, because that's what it was led to believe at first. Like, oh, you got the vaccine, you ain't gonna get sick. You can take your mask off and do whatever you want to do. Now, they should have told you to keep your mask on. Now, again, that was a different tactic to get the people to say, oh, I don't have to wear this. Let me go ahead and get it. Which was a good tactic, because, a lot of people got it. But, hey, we back wearing masks. So if you got the shot,
never took them off.
You might as well still wear your mask. Now, if you wear the mask, that's another thing they divided you with. People without the mask, like, oh, I'm vaccinated. Oh, I'm vaccinated. I don't have a mask on. And the people with the mask, like, oh my God, they're not vaccinated. They don't have a mask on.
But you never can know.
You never know. Now you never know. I still wear my mask. She wear her mask.
Our kids wear masks.
You go back to the store, like, mask required. Still. So, you really don't know. Our kids wear our mask. We are officially vaccinated, and we still wear our mask.
Right. That's something that I think that was a big thing, too, is people are going to, regardless of which decision you make, you're going to have.
You're going to be judged.
You're going to be getting the backlash regardless. We waited for a long time because, like, we weren't sure. We're parents, so we have to think about our kids, too. So there were so many things that we're never going to get the full truth. I don't care what political side you're on, what political side you're not.
There's always three sides to a story.
There's always three sides. So you're never going to get
side and the truth.
You're never going to get the full truth. So our thing was, at the end of the day, shit, if we don't get it, we're screwed. If we get it, we're screwed. There's no winning in this situation. So we might as well just get it and hope for the best. So far, so good.
Yep.
Knock on wood.
Let me knock too.
Because, we haven't had...
I turned into a zombie on this thing. You know what happened.
We haven't had any issues. I personally did feel, I think, a relief. I think I was being stubborn the whole time, honestly. So once I got it, I did feel relieved. I think it was like I could take a breath for a second. Because even though we're very careful, there's always a risk that you're going to get it. We put our...
Don't even go down that road. We ain't going down that road.
What?
That part cut out.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
You about to tell me we ain't even got it.
I wasn't going to say that.
Yeah, you were.
No, I wasn't.
What you gonna say?
We didn't put our life on hold. And we've been traveling and we still have been taking precautions. But having the vaccination is going to give us an extra, insurance.
Insurance?
It's going to give us a little bit of an extra, benefit. Protection. I wasn't going to say we haven't got... I ain't putting that out of my mouth. You always be cutting my shit. You don't even know what I'm going to say. I don't even know what I'm going to say, trying to cut me off. So now they have released children getting the vaccine, which is I know is going to be a huge debate. I think that
5 through 11.
5 through 11. Are we getting our children vaccinated? Yes. I know this is going to cause so much division in the parents' world, because people are thinking, everybody's guinea pigs. I mean, that's in anything, whether you're eating or whatever you're doing. Everybody's a guinea pig.
That's just like driving a new car.
Right.
First
you
car
never
off the
know.
lot. Might blow up. Who knows? You a guinea pig.
But you got to think, like, we give our kids, if you do vaccinate your children, you are still, I don't remember what they gave my kids after I had them. Honestly, they just
I was watching, they were just
poking.
I was like, that was quick.
As parents, we don't ask no questions. We trust these doctors to do this.
And then they take them away for a little while.
Don't know what they're doing.
Don't know what they're doing. I look through the window, they're like, hey, they could be doing whatever.
Right. So we decided that for our family it's best. Our youngest, she's always, when she's sick, and I don't want to risk her. I don't want to risk anything with that. My oldest doesn't tend to get sick, knock on wood, again, a lot, but she's in school, which means that she is exposed every single day. Not saying that she's exposed to COVID, but she has a higher chance to bring it home than any of us do. Kids are kids. You cannot expect these kids not to be up in each other's face. I mean, that's just impossible. So I think that it's going to be best for our family. Like I said, everybody's going to be different. I think that in this sense, everybody just has to respect everybody else's decisions.
I'm an icon, man. I'm a girl about a 10. I should fuck her in a Benz.